All right, so a little bit about major, minor pentatonic. Um, all things come from Ionian, almost. But major pentatonic being the most obvious, because it follows Ionian literally in that sense. But I think, as you know, I'm in my 2/4 shape. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1. Whoops. Battery's going low. And then a habit I want you to get out of is if you hit the root, you're doing anything scalar or arpeggiating. When the one's on top, if you can reach something, reach it. So in this case, 1, 2, 3. That's major pentatonic. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Look at Ionian, pull it right out of there. You're basically omitting 4 and 7, which we love our tritones. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. But the thing about major pentatonic is it sounds very much like major pentatonic. If you go on the black keys of the piano, it'll sound very, and this isn't condescending, Asian, because they use that scale quite a bit. Almost exclusively, I think, actually, but I'm not no professional on that. But so learn it so you know it. Learn it in pinky. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1. And maybe as an exercise, kind of like what you should be doing with any scale, ascend one way. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1. Go up into a new position, which would put your middle finger here if you were directly following your 2/4 shape, moving from pinky to 2/4. And so you can do that. And then descend in that new shape. Of course, in this case, you're learning a new shape, so you may have to learn in 2/4, which I just showed, to really get that down first. Get your pinky down. Maybe better said, after you have those two, work from one to the other. Ascend in one, descend in the other. So there's only two possibilities. You either ascend in your pinky shape, or you ascend in your 2/4 shape, and you descend respectively in the opposite one. But what I was going to say is, if you do pinky and you're going to go to your 2/4 shape, but do pinky 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Go to your index so that you can play 2, 3 as well. So in other words, if you went to your middle finger like you would if you're literally going to play Ionian, you're going to get as high as Re or 2, and you'd have to slide up to 3. But just try it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And then when you descend, basically almost think of your minor pentatonic shape, but don't. But 1, 6, and this would be right in your 2/4 shape, but your pinky would be playing it. 6, 5, right? 3. Now you have to kind of jump out of shape. 2, and you could end on your pinky, but it doesn't work well. End on your ring finger when you're hitting 1, especially. All of that. And so that's basically a couple of exercises, or one exercise, but to learn the shapes from pinky and your middle finger for major pentatonic, and I guess include your index. So if you're an A, but what I would do, instead of going like that, I would just go 1, 2, 3. Now there's 5. Right? It would have been there. There's 5. There's 6. It would have been. But 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. How easy is that? So learn that, and then of course the next octave, I'll have to learn this because I don't even know right now. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, not 1, 2. I didn't get to the B string yet, did I? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Terrible. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. Which really is all in your index shape, and I'm doing it terribly, but oh well, that happens. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. And with the theme of not ending on my pinky, if I were going to play that scale and kind of do some lick like that, which sounds very basic, and that's okay. Oops. I wouldn't end on my pinky, I'd end on my ring finger because it's stronger. And when I'm bending, I bend usually with my ring finger rather than my pinky. And thus I end on my ring instead of my pinky a lot, so that it's the stronger finger and I can have vibrato well and bend well. So 3 shapes: pinky, middle, index. Hopefully do them better than I just did. Practice the actual major pentatonic scale, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 2 octaves. Go from one shape to another. Got lucky. So do that. I was going to do minor on the same video, but it's going to end up being a 20-minute video. I'm already at 7 minutes, and so I'm just going to stick to major pentatonic. So I'll just say a couple other things about it and where I spend my time in it. And I spend my time in it in a hybrid way. Since I don't believe in major or minor being the only possibility, you have to play that major or minor over certain harmonies. But it doesn't mean the other note doesn't exist, and it doesn't mean that it can't be a part of a passing tone. So if I'm just thinking of major pentatonic, and I'm not going to stay in my 2/4 shape, I'm going to think minor pentatonic, meaning the root here, here, and here, and I'm going to go root 3, 5, 6, 1. Yes, I left out 2. Oh, that's okay. Just because you're playing a scale doesn't mean you have to play every note. And often you're just going to emphasize a note here, a note there. You're not going to sit there and play this scale back and forth every single note of the scale. But let me get to my point here. How I think about it in a blues sense specifically is I'm thinking 1 flat 3 to major third. Flat 3 has a passing tone. If I stay there, that's minor. I'm playing a minor third. But if I get to, even if I go from 1 to flat 3 3, that's just a passing tone between 2 and 3. There it is, right there. So it exists, and you can play it and not be in trouble. But what you want to emphasize is the major third, or get to it. And so I went 1, flat 3, major third, 5, 6, 1. I always say the 9 here because I love to bend the 9. It's there, and even though it's not in major, what is a major pentatonic? It's not in minor pentatonic, but it's there, and I won't talk about minor pentatonic. So the meat and potatoes, and so I think of one more note. I just played it and I couldn't even stop myself from doing it. I think of 4. So if I'm thinking of just major pentatonic, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, but I'm going to add a minor third, but I'm going to make sure I end on a major third, or I'm going to keep going. There's 4. 4 exists, it's there. And I'm not going to sit and live on it, but I'm going to use it maybe as almost an end to a phrase, something like to go back to my major third because that gives the major sound, and I know that, and I want to enforce it. I want to be able to demonstrate it, but mostly I want to think of it and use it. 1, flat 3, 3, still thinking major pentatonic. 4, back to 3, and then finally my resting place, 1, right? The licks that come from that are endless. I haven't discovered probably half of them. You probably know something like, that's just a passing tone to a major third, 5, 6, 1. It's basically 3, 5, 6, 1. You can play it still and get almost the same effect. Instead of having to do the, but that's the blues. The minor third to major third, 5, 6, 1. That is the blues. Live there and just try to come up, listen to a blues tune for one, and probably B.B. King because he does a lot of this. And listen and see what's going on, but just try to fit those notes in somewhere. And then gonna get into minor pentatonic because the 4 chord happens and you have to. But to finish this out here, practice the scales in all shapes, and especially the pinky shape. That coming out of major pentatonic, great stuff. Jimmy used it all the time, and so should everybody else for that matter. There's definitely different ways. Whoops, not so great, but practice in all of the shapes, practice going from one shape to another, and then be a little bluesy. Add the passing tone to the major third, maybe throw the 4 on there, which you can call a sus. Listen to the weight it has. That's a lot of weight. That is a tone that wants to do specifically this. Resolve to the major third. And that's why you would add it to a major pentatonic lick. The way you think about major pentatonic, you want to bring out the notes, specifically the third, and there's others, but I'm getting way past my time here, so work on it. If you have a question about major pentatonic, let me know, but just be academic, learn the shapes, go from one to the next, get efficiency with it, sequence it, and then let me know how you feel about it as far as blues, and we'll keep talking about it.